Cool. Well, for everybody and Andrew's sake, would somebody like to recap?
All right.
We made a bomb. You
Someone
don't
do
need to
this
know
for
anything else.
I believe we
Okay.
we
Yeah,
s- we
that was
started we
smart.
started in the garden, I believe. You guys had just finished the encounter.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Session 4, sponsored by Cashews, the prologue. The nut that grows on a fruit. In a snowstorm, two humanoids carve a path. Althea and a man stop to drink. A gray lion tackles a man. Althea releases her arrow at the lion. It's a glancing shot. The man wallops the lion off of himself with his hammer while laughing maniacally, and he uses the lion's own fangs to finish the lion. And Althea and her father survive, where she hears a formless voice about that situation being planned, despite it being their vacation. And then in the courtyard, Selfina's investigation and Arthur's perception reveal the air from the plants is not yet circulating due to turbines not being on in utilities. Eldon cures wounds for Legoyne and himself. Traffy locates a Green's, like Brother Green's, great sword. The party returns to security. Legoyne makes a series of investigation, athletics, Tinkerer's tool checks to set up a bomb/cannon to destroy the door to the utilities floor. It is resilient to forced entry, but it is capable, according to Eldon's augury with his deity, revealing a wheel, or the response wheel, that yes, the door can be destroyed with a cannon. So Legoyne makes an athletics check, forms a spiked ball from a flail, uses Green's blood, or Walter's blood. I think it's Green's blood. And what was the other thing you stuffed in there?
Do you want to say hi?
Oh, was it caustic brew?
No? Okay.
But yeah, he uses caustic brew to weaken the door and all that stuff with the blood, and the gunpowder was all shoved into the barrel and the spiked ball, so it all resembles more of a bomb as it is set off and explodes most of the door and the camera room, which the boom was likely heard facility-wide. That constant alarm code message was now only emanating from a ball in just the security room. And then, so we descend to the floor below to utilities. We follow the source of the leaking water. Legoyne and Arthur are checking to identify a creature dwelling in a broken pipe where only a single big eye was visible. Attempting to mend the pipes, Eldon is compelled to unarmed strike Selfina. Legoyne resists an urge to suplex slam Eldon. The pipe is fixed, and Arthur rewards the party with two 100 gold piece gems each. The turbines have insufficient power. As we go to them, Arthur produces a rowboat and is towed through the utilities floor by Legoyne.
And to chime in and clarify this, one of my items is that cloak that has patches I can pull off of it.
Okay.
In case you're wondering why I had gems that I just handed and why I had a rowboat. There you are.
Yeah,
Right,
the cloak has a like an endless hole.
Okay.
And he's trying to draw the hole to drain the water off the floor because it's flooded.
Okay.
but he just keeps drawing random shit.
Yeah, still plenty of charges, boys. We got this. All right, proceed.
There'll be like a ladder next or something random.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, and then we find the cleaning supplies. Arthur spills a dozen sponges onto the floor, attempting to soak up the water.
Yep.
It makes very little difference. LeGoyne acquires some bleach from the room. We go past repair shops to the power room. Arthur and LeGoyne use the boat to store dead bodies in. The bodies were body parts mostly, but they were blocking a main drain in the floor. This way, the water's starting to recede. The grate. Okay, so through the grate, there's tentacles that emerge. I think Arthur freezes one in place momentarily, but then more and more tentacles emerge, and in one motion, just throw body parts all around the room. And we roll initiative.
Okay. Excellent.
I have a question. When this now that we see the creature that this has ascended now, right? From the drain.
All you guys see at this point is the tentacles sticking out from
Okay.
underneath. You don't see the eye.
Okay, never mind then I will not.
As I've spoiled for you guys.
Yes, okay. Is it a familiar eye though? When I do see it?
It is.
Okay. Alright, cool.
The only thing I will clarify for Andrew, who's not here.
Oh.
Did you say, is it a familiar eye?
Familiar eye. Yeah.
Like an eye you recognize?
Mm-hmm.
Suggesting
Okay.
the one they saw in the pipe, maybe?
Yeah.
So I was thinking.
Yes.
Hopefully there's just one.
I thought you were going to be like, oh no, that's just Jerry. He's the water purification
Plumber.
squid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. We'll give Andrew a minute or so perhaps to come back before I start prologue.
Jerry just chills in the courtyard with Arthur in his downtime.
I so desperately wanted LeGoyne to suplex Eldon, just because that image is also great, but at the same time it makes it better because then it just looked because that would have made it look like, okay, there's some type of influence here, right? It wasn't just Eldon just deciding to punch
Now
Delphina
it looks
randomly.
like a one-off.
I think it's still might have played off just because first of all it's LeGoyne. And second of all, Eldon had just punched somebody, so it's kind of like
you're like, yeah, I'll make sure you don't go anywhere. Suplex.
We're just building tension. We're building tension. Give it a few more sessions, and then the suplex will happen.
I like the image when that was explained that he's resisting the urge to suplex Eldon. So I'm thinking of like LeGoyne. It's like not poker face, but he gets like this smirk for a second of like he's about to do that to me.
Yeah.
And then it
It
like
whispers.
goes
Whispers in
away.
your ear.
Yeah.
Imagine he has the Scrubs like daydream where he just does it. He just suplexes him. I think it goes back to him just like hugging Groundhog.
That would
The other thing,
sequence, yeah.
I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was also like right after that happened, after you punched Delphina, it was like, well, what happened? And then like you're just like, I don't know, I slipped. Like you said something.
You lied. Yeah, that's right.
You lied about it. It was like this is.
What are you talking? I denied it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
You're like, I didn't do that.
People in the party too. Like he straight up lied to LeGoyne and Selfina, and both of us are like, our passives are higher than you could roll. Deception.
It was funny.
Yeah,
I
that's-
figured it was just like an embarrassment thing, maybe. You know what I mean? Like he was
Yeah.
embarrassed, and he was just like, "Oh, I didn't do that," or whatever it was.
That's it.
it's very similar to the notion that that Urzok will never know if Brackle's lying. Because I think the
Yeah.
highest he can roll on insight is lower than the lowest that Brackle can roll on deception.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds right.
So unless he
get this
has hard proof,
You need a lot of modifiers and probably debuffs for Brackle.
Yeah, it's like unless you have undeniable proof of something.
which he's had before, and he punched Brackle in the face for it.
Good stuff.
I've been
Yeah,
watching
that's-
LA Noir lately. Some gameplay of that, even though it's an old freaking game. But
Yeah.
now I'm thinking
They've
of like Brackle's face, like throwing out a bunch of lies.
yeah. They've apparently done a lot of. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's the creator of the game. I think it's modders have done a lot of updates to the game, where I've seen like people go back and playing through it.
Okay. I think it's been popular because there's a summer sale for Steam just past couple weeks, so it was like $5 or $6 or something.
Hell yeah.
Master Chief Collection was $10. I actually bought it.
What Halos do you get with that?
I think all of them up
Everything.
through Reach.
Yeah.
Everything that Microsoft did.
Skipping ODST though, I think.
Skipping
is
ODST?
cheaper.
ODST I think is on there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that was such a good game.
I
Yeah,
know.
That one had some lore.
I totally forgot about ODST until you just mentioned
That one
it.
had a
Yeah, so
Republic
it's
Commando
just
kind of feel.
wave of nostalgia.
It was a good game. Cool. Okay. Well, Andrew's missing out on some sweet lore. Waiting for him to sit down as soon as I said that.
Right.
Okay. All right. This week's prologue is brought to you by Starbucks Anniversary Blend. Once a year, you get some decent coffee from there. All right. So we find ourselves indoors after a long time. Soft whirring of arcane lighting fills the otherwise silent observation room. A row of desks accompanied by chairs can be found on either side of a shallow trail of steps that leads downwards. At the end of the stairs lies a securely locked iron door with a set of windows on each side made of two-sided glass. The room on the other side of the glass is dimly lit, and much of its corners and back ends are completely shrouded in darkness. It is past late night and into the early hours of the morning, and with her legs resting on top of the frontmost desk, Althea lifts a mug of coffee to her lips and reluctantly finishes its contents. She lets out an exasperated sigh and stretches out her arms above her head. She leans back and shuts her eyes for a moment before the sounds of the door closing cuts through the silence. She remains, outstretched and eyes closed, but calls out, "A little early for you, isn't it?" "A little late for you might be the correct statement." Dr. Kisov sets his own mug on the desk, lets out a grunt as he takes a seat beside her. "Well, have your long hours bore any fruit as of late?" He prods before leaning over and grasping the closed book of notes that lies in front of her. Before he can slide it more than an inch, though, Althea shifts her leg over and pins down the book. Kisov looks to meet her gaze, only to see that she's still staring at the back of her eyelids. A moment passes, and he lets out a feeble chuckle, relents his grip on the book. "If I were bearing any fruit, Professor, I wouldn't be spending all my time down here in the first place." Dr. Kisov relaxes back in his seat, takes a small sip from his steaming mug. "True as that may be, sometimes the fruits of our labor can become all-consuming. Success can consume our hearts just as much as failure." The room lies still for a moment. Althea opens her eyes finally. focusing above her at the dull whirring of the lights above. The dark circles that surround her eyes have become impossible to conceal, and it's obvious that she's since long stopped trying to hide them. And let me be clear, Althea. What we've accomplished here today is nothing short of a resounding success. Althea shoots her gaze over to Kissiv. I'm sorry, did you say what we've accomplished? Dr. Kissiv holds up his hand as if attempting to defuse the situation immediately. Althea cuts him off. What exactly did we accomplish here? For Tal's sake, Herbert, look at him. I was told I'd get my father back, not whatever the hell this is. For the first time, Dr. Kissiv turns his attention to the dimly lit room before them. In the back of the room, sitting up against the wall, shrouded mostly in darkness, is the figure of Althea's father. His left arm is outstretched, while his right hand wields a sharpened shard of bone. With this bone, he intricately peels away at chunks of his flesh on his left arm. While unable to make out the pattern on his arm from the other room, it is, at the very least, obvious that his work and intent is precise. The only blood that's found on him is where he intends to, where he's picking out these chunks of his flesh. Dr. Kissiv curiously sits up from his chair and leans forward towards the glass. And as if he's able to see the gaze, the figure of Dr. Wrexham, for the first time in hours, looks up from his arm and returns the look to Dr. Kissiv. The two eyes lock for 10 seconds or so before Dr. Wrexham leans forward in the dim light in the room, illuminating his face for the first time. His eyes that had appeared to be shrouded in shadow were in fact not shrouded by darkness at all, but instead not there at all. Where the amber eyes of a great man once laid were now grotesque fissures caked in dry blood. As Dr. Kissiv recoils from the eerie sight of his old friend, a familiar smile creeps its way across the face of Dr. Wrexham. Another few seconds pass. The figure leans back to resume the task of mutilating itself. Dr. Kissiv rests his hands upon the desk and turns his gaze back to Althea. She responds, If I would have known things would turn out like this. Althea stumbles in her words as she fights back to hold tears. It's at this point that Dr. Kissiv turns his entire body to face her, the stern look upon his face. Now, listen here, you spoiled little brat. I tried to tell you. I tried to warn you that this path would have unpredictable outcomes, but you refused to listen to all of my warnings. And now you try to point the finger of blame towards me? He leans in close and firmly grasps the matching lab coat that she wears. Without me, you'd be nothing but a girl with a dead father. Tears begin to silently roll down Althea's face, and Kissiv releases his grip from her collar. Well, at least now you know the price of making a deal with the devil. Dr. Kissiv stands up straight and straightens out his coat, grabs his mug, and briskly walks out the door. As the sound of the door closing behind him finishes reverberating throughout the room, Althea immediately washes the farce of sorrow away from her face. And in a drone-like manner, she scoots her chair forward, opens the book that lays upon the desk. Firmly grasping her pen, she begins to furiously scribble something on the pages before her. Her eyes illuminate with joy, and a familiar devilish grin crawls across her face. The final remaining tear falls from her eyes onto the pages, pooling ink around where it lands. See a vision of the pages before her. It's a cacophony of symbols and runic sigils, scribbles, but amongst all of the madness, 2 words can be made out. It simply says, kill him. Right, and we find ourselves knee deep in water and being assailed by a tentacle monster.
Yeah. That's how I like to start my Mondays.
First thing I'm gonna have you guys do is roll some initiative.
Hell yeah. Oh god. Oh, buddy. Trent, you need to. I would, if this was in real life, I would tell you to get new dice.
Yeah, I just Arthur doesn't have a whole lot of luck here.
Yeah.
This is great. If you guys actually roll on your character sheets, it automatically populates into this encounter.
Oh,
builder.
great.
Did that
Wait,
work for my
roll
character?
on.
Nice.
Said roll on D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
Hedgehog with the nat 20, baby.
Yeah, bro.
you call him Hedgehog.
Groundhog.
Like I like Hedgehog more.
I remember last week the rolling was not great on the computer, so I was just gonna do it myself.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's see what it would have been if I did to the computer.
I did it just for
Would have been
initiative.
better. Yeah. Whatever.
I was trying to remember why Traffy was hurt so bad, and I remembered he got hit by a cannonball.
Oh, what should my HP be?
I don't think he took any damage. I think you're accurate.
I'm just like fucked up.
Yeah, I think Legoyne was the one who got hit by a cannonball, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have said traffic. I meant Legoyne.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hit in his shell, and the shrapnel went into his shell.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
only note to like
Too bad.
HPs is the aid that I gave to Traffy.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably several hours still left on that. That's an 8-hour spell duration. So
Is that a max HP?
yeah,
is that?
like
+5.
+5 to your max HP, and then
Okay.
current HP goes up with it by 5.
Oh, so it's not just temp, or it is temp.
It's separate from temp
Oh,
and
okay.
max. Because
Cool.
then you get the
So
combo.
if we
motivational
heal,
speech or something.
yeah, if we heal up, you can go back up 5 above within
Okay.
8 hours.
Okay. I'll just keep that in my head.
Cool. So first, one of the tentacles is going to lash out.
Hold on, I
Uh,
didn't say my killing phrase. I have to start it off.
Yeah, what was your killing phrase against the
like 3 or 4 weeks
tall guy?
ago. I'll say, I wonder how many steaks I could make out of you.
That's what you say right before he upsettingly shrinks back down to size.
Yeah. Fuck.
Cool. So tentacle is going to lash out. It is going to lash out at the person who had frozen one of the tentacles in place, Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I deserve that.
That's yeah. I think it was gonna come up through the, I think it was gonna have more tentacles, I guess.
yeah.
Okay. So you take 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right. Oof. What's
boy.
happening
Okay.
to me?
You're just like, you're having the worst luck with rolling. Actually, hold on. You are not close to Traffy.
Do I Oh, can I use my point of inspiration?
You can.
I'm gonna do that just because I worry I'm gonna forget that I have it if I don't use it soon anyway. It's on the previous page of my notes.
I forgot you had it, so go for it.
Okay, let's re-roll that con save.
Yeah, roll better than a 4.
What was it?
Ooh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
So, the vine lashes out at you, and at the end is kind of like a teardrop shaped appendage of sorts. And as it strikes you, you realize that there are rows of kind of like I'm gonna say teeth, but imagine like the spikes from a cacti.
That's how
And
Arthur
is
would
that-
identify it too.
and as it hits you and draws blood, you realize that it's pretty dirty, nasty, and gross. That there's some kind of liquid in there that you might not want to get into your bloodstream. However, it is also going to attempt to grab you. So I need you to make a either acrobatics or athletics check.
Oof. We'll do athletics. It's a little better. Nope.
So it is grappling you currently. All that means is that your movement speed is now 0.
Okay.
You can attempt to escape on your turn with an action.
Can I
Cool.
still attack when I'm grappled? though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Like range attacks? Okay. I think I'm probably fine. They can hold on to me. I'll take one for the team. They'll be busy holding me down.
All right, and then with that, Groundhog.
Okay. Think I need to react to Arthur being lashed out at with a sanctuary on Arthur. The bonus action. I should have range for that. That's it. Range 30 feet. See how close do I need to be? I'm already there. Okay. So 30 feet, cast Sanctuary. So anything targets Arthur directly, they have to make a wisdom save. And
Nice.
they may have to either attack nothing or choose a new target. They could still do AoE attacks on you and get you that way.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's
And then it's gonna go down if Arthur makes an attack or deals damage to another creature.
oh yeah,
Oh,
true.
okay, got it.
That's a good point.
Cool.
Okay. With my action, should be able to do a cantrip. And I will use Toll the Dead at the tentacle monster.
All right. Yeah, is that saving throw?
That is a wisdom saving throw, 16 DC. Oops. Yeah, 16.
Is a failure. Roll full damage.
So is the target missing any hit points?
It is not.
Okay. So I don't get the D12,
Well,
but
you
that's
know.
all right. What? It rolled 3? Okay. So that's a 16, I guess? Bless Strikes goes on to cantrips, or is it weapon?
We just
There's
had
a
a
separate. There's a separate.
I was gonna
Like,
say, I think
versatile-
Blessed Strikes
yeah.
is just for melee.
Cantrips
It
or
says
weapon attacks.
it does say cantrips or weapon attack. So yeah.
And it rolled
Really?
a D8
Really?
for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know which. Oh, 6 is the radiant, if that makes a difference, and then 10 is the necrotic. It does. Okay, it does everything. Look at this beyond 20.
All right. Sweet. Any movement on your turn?
Nah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking of cantrip versatility, which is you add your modifier to cantrips. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay, Selfina, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say strength saving throw. It's like,
I can't wait for
God.
that to happen.
God, it's gonna happen at some point. You know it is. It's gonna be when we're escaping the facility too.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Right.
it was a good it was a good game, guys. Wisdom. Oh, ouch.
Ouch, indeed.
11.
Okay. On your turn, you are inclined to cast. Let me pull up the character sheet.
Uh-oh.
Good news for you guys is I don't have a ton of damage spells. I can still fuck some shit up though. That doesn't do damage.
You are going to reciprocate a Toll of the Dead back at your friend Groundhog.
Fuck yeah.
You see him doing something, and you're like, "I'm gonna get this. This is my moment.
It's my
I'm
moment.
gonna get him back with something. I'm gonna do better than him."
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna save with +5 because Traffy's next to me.
You do have +5. Cool.
Yeah.
And then another tentacle is going to lash out, and this one is going to
That should save.
lash out at Traffy.
Not till my
Hey.
turn, Brad.
Wait, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
You're all gonna save, but yeah, we'll wait until Selfina's turn. Okay, so Traffy, you were in the middle of excavating body parts. You are assailed by some unpleasant tentacles.
Jesus
This
Christ.
one surprises you as it comes straight up out and grapples right around your neck.
Okay.
Is going to be 18 points of piercing damage. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, sir.
Okay. 20.
Okay. You shrug off the effects of any poison, and then acrobatics or athletics as it attempts to grapple you.
Athletics. That is a 24.
Okay. Pretty easily, you grab the tentacle off your throat and throw it aside.
Get off me, you big old spaghetti monster.
And with that, it is a swimming spaghetti monster. With that, it is your turn, Traffy.
Oh, yay. Let's see how you like it. He'll just take a couple swings with his great axe on this Mr. Man. First one is a 14. I'm guessing misses.
Let me check. 14 hits, actually.
Oh, wonderful. 2, 8, 12. Where are you? There you go. So that's 12 slashing on the first hit.
Okay.
And then second roll, 15 plus 8, 23 to hit.
Hits.
And that is much better. That is 16 damage.
Good hits.
Bonus. Let's see if I have any bonus actions. What's my attack on? No. That's it for me.
Okay. Mr. McCloyne.
We're just gonna swipe at it with my sword.
Go for it.
Twice. 24 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, I don't know if you're doing a flanking or not, but you'd be flanking. I forgot on mine.
Oh yeah, very cool.
I'm gonna say specifically, due to the nature of this creature, you will not get flanking.
That makes sense.
I'm okay with my 24.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the damage on that one?
That was
15. Well, no. 1 hand or 2.
7 damage. Does that include the? Now I forget how this is.
I don't think it has your right damage on it, right?
It doesn't include the right damage, but it does an extra D10 of poison damage. I don't know if that's included or not.
Well, it has the red porter, so did you roll a 1 and then it added stuff to it to give it a 7?
Yeah, it rolled a 1 plus 6, so it did not roll your d10.
Great.
Okay.
It's weird. I could have sworn it.
I have seen it do it in the past.
All right, I'm gonna roll a D10 and a D6.
Oh yeah, if you hover over it, it
Hey,
does
10
the
poison damage.
Hey,
What?
Nice.
10 poison
There we
damage
go.
and 6 fire damage. From my right.
Nice.
min max max.
Yeah.
Yeah, between you and Traffy, you guys are. There's a lot of tentacles, probably a dozen or so, left still, but you're pretty quickly thinning out the herd.
All right, I'm gonna keep thinning it out. I'm gonna strike again with my second attack.
Go for it.
14. I don't know that that's gonna hit.
14 does hit.
Hey. Oh, okay. So all I had to do was click roll damages on roll 20.
Mm.
Another 1 though. That's unfortunate. Okay, so 7 slashing damage, 9 poison damage, and then I'll roll right damage real quick. And another 6 fire damage for my crimson right.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I will
Way to
take
go, Turtle Boy.
What does Turtle Boy look like as he's unleashing a whirlwind of events?
So his poison damage from his sword, you'd notice, or I suppose Traffy and Selfina probably would just know this without seeing it in action. His sword, when he fights, the base of it connects into the tube that runs down his arm, so it's constantly like shooting out little spurts of poison from its blade, kind of like those Scream Halloween things with the blood in the
Yeah.
blade of the. So it's kind of like that. So that is combining with flames flicking off of the sword as well from his crimson right. So I suppose as he's slashing through these tentacles, it's cauterizing some of them and like burning some of them, like acid burning them as he's clicking through. He's just keeping his head down and swiping through as quickly as he can. He's probably yelling also.
Very cool. Any movement on your turn?
I am going to I am going to move around and no, never mind. I was gonna step into the boat just in case something was happening in the water, but I'm more comfortable in the water anyway. I'm just gonna move
You're a
around here
turtle.
into
Right.
and that'll be my
Uh,
turn.
yeah, Salfina, you feel in the heat of the moment just compelled to get back at Eldon for
Being a punk
decking
ass
you
bitch.
earlier, and you're like, this is the moment. They can make it just look like I was going for the monster and just hit him instead.
It's perfect.
In the heat of the moment, Eldon, you know, being dexterous and aware of his surroundings in the combat, sees the misfire and manages to avoid any damage.
Nice.
Would you like to do any bonus action movement on your turn?
Hmm. Hmm. I would love to do a check of some sort, but I don't think that it's going to last much longer. um, I guess can I do a with my bonus action? Well, actually, I'll get a little more central. I'll move closer to move 10 feet down, 15 feet down behind Arthur. And as I'm moving, can I kind of get a scan and see as far like how healthy people or unhealthy people are looking? It's like if somebody is bleeding profusely or is being puppeted by this tentacle monster.
Yeah, at a brief glance, it's kind of hard to tell with Arthur because he's wrestling the tentacle at the moment. But he seems rather unaffected, kind of like he's just gonna keep fighting, not worry about it. Lagoin and Traffy seem Eldon and Traffy seem healthy. Lagoin still seems a little battered from the cannonball.
Yeah. Okay.
He maybe has a shiner or something on his face at this point.
Well, in a in a gaping cannonball-sized wound in his shell.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
a little dent.
She'll
big
keep
deal.
moving 5, 10, 15. So basically move 30 feet straight down.
Sorry, you're actually gonna have half movement because of the water right now.
Okay.
I forgot to
I'm
mention that.
behind Arthur. 30 foot and a half. So
All
move
right.
15 feet down.
All right, brings us to another tentacle. This one is going to lash out at Lagoin, who is doing some serious damage. It's going to be a 18 to hit.
That misses.
Right. Yeah, tentacle reaches out for you and actually makes contact with you, but hits the back of your shell and doesn't seem to affect you at all. Just brings us to bottom of the list, all the way at 1 with Arthur.
Wait, did you say me? It
Yes,
glitched out.
it's your
for me.
go.
Okay,
Yep,
I
you're good.
figured. I just heard at the bottom of the list, and I'm like, oh, here I am coming up.
All
So Arthur is going to say, I've got one of these too, and then he's gonna summon his like thorn vine whip. I guess like can create it anywhere, so just from his chest, and it's going to lash out at the guy.
right. I believe attack roll.
18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
Oof.
A 1.
You roll 1. God man.
I got a 3 and a 1.
All right. Yeah, you show him. Lash out the whip of your own.
In my defense, he did 3 damage to me with his attack, so technically,
You did more. That's true.
I have the bigger vine, gentlemen.
Sweet. Anything
All
else in
right.
your turn?
No, I'm good.
All right. This vine that is currently grappling you is just gonna pull you. For now, he's gonna pull you
Okay.
closer to the grate.
Oh no, that's not
Oh, he's
good.
standing over a grate.
Yeah, sorry, I should move this guy so you can see. This whole area
Okay.
down here is the grate.
Okay. Okay.
So he's technically under that.
Oh, okay.
But the
Oh
vines.
yeah. He didn't come through. It's just
Yeah.
the tentacles are up to the holes.
You were at the point now where he's gonna start trying to pull you underwater.
Oh.
Not there quite yet, but that is where you are.
Okay.
And with that, we are up to Eldon.
Okay. Um, losing the effects of Sanctuary on Arthur, since Arthur casted a spell attack at the creature. Eldon just kind of quickly imagine him in his helm with red eyes and shadow covering his face. So he has this like opening in the helmet. So with his red beady eyes. Just gives Arthur a quick, quick little glance. Kind of just
Like what?
shrugs.
He's angry that I broke Sanctuary?
Yeah. And then
Immediately.
just shrugs. But I will cast Spirit Guardians. And as I look around the room, I'm going to say that no one in my party is going to be affected by any of the Guardians. So I will
And
cast.
what is your radius? Is it 10
So
feet?
the thing is, it's not a radius. It's a 15 feet from self kind of radius. So it's like,
Right. That's 15 feet.
so it's almost like a 7x7 square. It's kind of weird.
I just gave you a dome. See, everybody
Give
can
him an
see it.
aura.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So what do your guardian spirits do?
Let me display that.
Okay.
What the hell are these flying rats doing around here?
Are you calling the
Okay.
little angels rats?
Yeah, little flying rats.
Flying rats.
It's like they're here to protect us.
It'd be
Don't-
great if they're
better
little
not bite me.
groundhogs, though. Yeah.
And by the way, because is there still that much water? Like a foot, 2 foot of water?
Yeah, you're pretty much up to your
There's
waist at this point still.
there's water to my like nipple line or whatever, and I'm like looking up at Traffy, and obviously I still have the helmet on, and my armor's smoldering too, because it just is. I'm just like that far deep in the water. I'm just like yeah. What do you do about it? They're good. Don't worry about them.
Oh,
Better
I
not
thought we
get
were
in my
talking about.
way.
I thought we were talking about your nipples again. you mean the spirits?
like
Don't worry
Mean
about my
Girls
nipples.
style open
Yeah,
circles
they're
around
good.
the
Don't worry about
nipples.
Cool. So it is or starts its turn there. Okay. So at the beginning of its turn, it will take the wisdom saving throw, which I believe is going to be now.
But then I'll explain to Traffy because I think I've seen him use Crusher, or is it Shield Master to move creatures?
Field Master, yeah.
If you can get the guy to move in and out of that area, you could probably get some double damage going on. Anyone else in the party too, but
Okay. So
Cool.
it made a wisdom saving throw. It rolled a natural 20, so it will take half damage.
okay. Let me roll that. Okay, half of 18, so 9 radiant.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. And then
Bonus
this,
action, I will
yeah, go for
well, maybe the cloak doesn't billow. Maybe it does a little bit underwater. It just kind of flitters.
it. There's
You
a little
see, like,
splash,
some
a
little,
little
like,
splashing.
yellow splashing.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. And then this tentacle is going to lash out again at Traffy. That is going to miss, which brings us to Traffy.
Nice try, idiot. I'd like to. Let's see. Artie is still tangled, right, or restrained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I able to move over? Oh, it's 5, 10, 15. Like to here.
You have half movement in the water, unless you have
Okay.
something that lets you move through difficult terrain, or water.
Let's see. Okay. Since he's under the grates, am I able to move through him? Like if I just went straight
Uh,
across to here?
you can. I am gonna say that he will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I'll take that.
That is probably also gonna miss. It does. It swipes at you with a tentacle as you're passing through, and you're still good.
Can I make either as one of my attacks or as just like my action to try and remove the tentacle from Artie?
Yeah. I will say you can either take attacks at it and try to cut it off,
Okay.
or you can use an action to pry it off of him.
Um, I'll take 2 attacks at him. I seem to be doing some pretty good damage if I hit.
Okay, go ahead and roll attacks.
First one is dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
And then, where did it go? I just had. There it is. That is. Oh, that's a 9. So 19 slashing. The first one.
That's good hit.
Then my second roll. 15 to hit.
15 still hits. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, even better. 20 slashing damage.
Yeah. What does it look like as you cut Artie free from the grasp?
Crafty takes his axe and kind of holds it like closer to the axe head, and just like I don't know how big these tentacles are around, but he like grabs the tentacle that's holding Artie and just like almost uses the axe as like a punching tool. And it's like sharp brass knuckles essentially, and just like hacks away and chopping it off.
Yeah. This thing doesn't really make noise or scream, but you see little bubbles floating up from beneath the water. Perhaps some kind of pain.
Then just tries to stomp that tentacle down below the grate.
Sweet. Anything else on your turn? Bonus
Uh,
action.
nope, that's it.
All right. Lagoin, your go.
Or
Alright.
wait, I do have the shield master thing. So I don't know if it'll affect it at all if it's
You can get the idea that it's probably not going to be
Okay.
moved or prone.
okay. All right.
How many tentacles are we looking at left coming up through the grate?
I'm gonna say you got 5.
All right. Lagoin is focused on chopping as many of them off as possible, so I'm going to take 2 more attacks. Keep it nice
Go
and
for it.
simple. Oh. Be a nat 1 for the first one, so we're going to try that again.
Someone's got a case of the Arthurs.
Somebody's
16
bones are
for
a little
hit
freaky
on
too.
the next one.
Second one hits.
Okay. Amazing.
Ooh.
10 slashing, 9 poison for 19, and we're going to roll right damage. For 2 additional fire damage.
Solid hit.
Nice.
Slash through, and it's like 3 of them kind of pounce up and go to assail you at once. You chop through all 3 of them at the same time. Anything else in your turn, sir?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep moving around the grate. I'm gonna move around here. I see Traffy kind of moving over to my side, so I'm gonna move over to Alden to kind of keep the tentacles dispersed. But other than that, I'm good.
All right, Selfina, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw, please.
17.
17 is what you need.
Nice.
You shrug off the fog that had settled over your head, that angering you into assailing your friends. You're free to take your turn, unimpeded.
After putting 2 and 2 together with Eldon. Just like, oh, that tracks. Just gonna do a Toll the Dead on little Wrigley boy. Wisdom 16.
It's a failure.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. 17. Necrotic. Necrotic? Yeah, necrotic. Actually, hold on. He's been damaged, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I
D12.
gotta do D12s.
You might. Is it 3 D12s
No.
at our level? No, never mind. I'm thinking of plus strikes, which you could add
There you
your
go.
plus strike.
I don't have bless strikes. I have cantrip versatility.
Gotcha. I think this is my first campaign using Tasha's, so
Boom.
22.
Fat 12.
Nice.
Fucking
Nice.
saddest D12 I ever rolled in my life.
Yeah, awesome. How would you like to finish this monstrosity off?
Yes.
Realizing the effect that it had briefly on her mind, the compulsion effect. She'll just kind of frown at it and then just like start going down this way, continuing to move, and just kind of starts pushing, like vibrating necrotic energy into its eyeball, and just gonna basically make it go pop.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
and
it's better than this.
in its final seconds, you guys do see the eyeball kind of like press up against the grate in this like fit of anger, and the few tentacles it has left kind of flail about wildly, knocking body parts everywhere. And with Selfina's power, it just kind of squishes together, and blood vessels pop out, and then gross ooze just splashes everywhere in the room.
Getting everybody dirty except for her.
I'd like to bottle that, please.
Yeah, of course you would.
Just see LeGoin going down and like drinking it up.
Scooping as much of it out of the water as possible in my vials.
man.
Someday I could grow some tentacles if I use this.
I was
right.
gonna say, get some of those, get some of those good pieces of tentacles that you guys were chopping off, and save those.
Gives me a
Leave those
great
little
idea
tentacles
for a
for later.
website.
Hold on.
Yeah. You have a
Yeah, hold on.
that was loud.
What are you guys laughing at? I don't see anything.
I like the stunt
killing all of
actors
you
that
guys.
actually endure the pain to record that sound.
Yeah, and as that happens, with the explosion, and a lot of the debris kind of cleared from the grate, and which you guys already started clearing, the room does begin to pretty rapidly drain a lot of a lot of the water inside here. You guys notice the water level rapidly declining.
Oh, good.
No, I'm gonna get eaten by sharks.
So now the rowboat just sits on the floor.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
So I'm sure I missed this in the explanation. Is this room below when you go through the security office, or where is
Correct.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you
So-
guys. Yeah. So that LeGoin made a bomb
Okay.
with the cannon, and blue opened that door. And then this is the flight below.
Okay.
Who
Yeah,
needs
you guys,
keys when you have a cannon?
you guys are currently in the I already forget what it's called. It's the power room, I believe.
War room, you said?
Power or energy, something like that.
Okay.
Turbine room.
This is where you turn the lights back on.
Did we do that?
It does not seem they are on quite yet. On the north end here, there's three kind of weird bathtub looking like things.
Okay.
Which you guys can look at if you'd like. And then there is a control panel, with large control panels on the right side of the room.
Can I operate is that like a pump with a handle next to the tubs?
It is something. Go ahead and roll me either investigation or arcana for anybody
I
who would like to look at
will.
the devices.
Arthur's
I would
just gonna
definitely
dip his feet. And
Arcana.
he's got bunions. So
Definitely.
You're gonna
This
dip your
is
feet in
the
there.
yeah.
Okay,
this is the power station, correct?
correct.
Okay. I was looking at my notes, making sure it all lined up. Yeah, I would love to do an Arcana. I don't know what Eldon would be looking at in particular, but Sophina would be looking for ways to reactivate any type of arcane magic or power for the facility or this room, whatever it ends up being, or seeing if it's even the right spot.
That's
Yeah.
about the exact same check I'm doing, yeah.
If you were looking specifically at the water basins, roll Arcana. If you're looking for what you should be looking for, roll investigation.
Say that second part again.
If you're like trying to figure out what needs fixed, I would roll investigation. If you're trying to look at the water basins, then roll Arcana.
I would think probably what needs fixed because we know this is the power station. So it would be investigation, I would say. So I'd be rolling investigation and Eldon is doing Arcana.
Arcana. Mhm.
All right, investigation. Oh, that's right. This character has +11 everything. Doesn't help if I
Nice.
roll 2. Oh, an 8. 19. Hey, 19s. We matched.
Tied.
Okay, yeah, well, pretty good. Selfina, you spend a little bit of time looking over the basins, so that you look over to the control panels. And it's mostly readouts of kind of like where things are at, what levels are currently. And they appear to be readouts of mostly arcane flow. And Eldon, what you kind of realize is that there's something about these basins that is creating arcane energy, and they flow in and out of this basin, and then that arcane energy flows into some kind of system that feeds this arcane enchanted water through the facility, which powers it. From what you can tell, with the water in the room gone, it seems like before maybe some of the water had gotten dirtied up, or like there was too much water and the ratio was off, which with water that was not enchanted getting into the system, it seems like as of right now, things are starting to get back on track. That perhaps if you guys poured some energy into this, you might be able to get things back up and rolling again.
Okay.
And with a 19, I would say you're pretty. It is kind of seem like almost like there's like a crank on there, that could it does something, or you guys might be able to directly just pour arcane energy into the basin as well.
Okay.
But the sight of a middle-aged turtle man just cranking a fucking basin. Just, I'm gonna create more power than you can.
Yeah, he would definitely go over there and at least inspect it, or watch as Eldon is kind of looking into it too.
If you want to inspect the device, go for it.
So DM,
Yeah, I will do that as well.
I'm thinking about just pouring some of my Tempest, like lightning energy into it. I don't know what you want me to do, but casting something with my lightning energy and imbuing the basin.
How many cranks are there?
There's one crank on each of the basins.
Did you guys tell us what you found out?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I would share.
Legoin, care to wager?
Yeah, Lagoin, why don't you give me your check? The investigation would be good. Or Arcana, either one.
Raffy, if I had like a little portable chalkboard and piece of chalk, like I would totally just draw it for you. And it would be a bathtub that looks like I could just point at it, but I'm drawing it out, explaining it to you.
Right.
Best thing you can gather, Lagoin, is that the crank is it seems to be attached to a device that is inside of this, like that contraption on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it moves something inside of there. Not sure what it does.
Has Eldon started cranking?
What?
What was that?
Sorry, was that me?
Have you started using the crank, Eldon?
No, I want to do what Donovan was talking about in like imbuing energy into the basin, because my Arcana check had me realize that.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you gonna do this right away, or are you gonna divulge what you're doing to people?
I'm gonna tell everyone like, hey guys, this will require some magical energy, and I would kind of conjure up like we talked about, instead of call lightning, doing a lightning bolt spell targeted at that basin.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So you. Let me check.
As he's about ready to strike his basin with a thunderbolt spell, Arthur's going to remove his feet from the water and not be
yeah.
anywhere near a bathtub looking thing.
Take your bunions out.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I can target all three basins, so
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Depends. too.
I guess it depends on what you're casting.
Probably lightning bolt. I know it's not on my character sheet.
What?
Let
Well, we
me
all
see.
so Donovan and I had a discussion because like
Yeah.
we're picking clerics, Tempest
Right.
clerics. Not gonna call lightning is way too big for indoors.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, hey, for this campaign, lightning bolt will work,
Lightning bolt, yeah. That works.
even though it's like a wizard spell.
Yeah, I would say that if you kind of like stand yourself, because lightning bolt goes like in a straight line.
Gotcha. Okay.
if you think that you could probably arc your energy across all three basins if you were standing with all three of them in a line.
Awesome. So I'm
Do,
telling the
do
guys
we,
what we're doing.
do you just want to like try to crank them first, and I can look at these energy readouts and see if that's enough, or are we just gonna blast these with light? Okay, I'll let you know.
Work. I don't know, something to the effect of like instead of saying work smarter, not harder, I'd be like work like more magical.
Yeah, just go ahead, do your work.
Okay, and what level are you casting lightning bolt at?
Steer clear, everyone. So I just tell Arthur and we'll go in because it's gonna be a line.
Just hide back here.
How about I'm out of third level spells, so let's say fourth level.
Jesus.
And Lagoin, I assume you're steering clear of the lightning.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you call out your arcane power. And as the lightning's leaving your hands, the weird phenomenon happens, where the lightning leaves your hands, and as the energy kind of gets to these basins, and it seems to almost like avoid it. It seems like it goes around them at first, and you continue unleashing your energy, and you realize what's actually happening is the opposite. Above these basins, it seems like it's drawing all the raw arcane energy that's coming from this spell. And after a few seconds, you finish unleashing your spell. You see a noticeable difference in the water. It seems like it's permeating this bluish green glow. And there are little flecks and dots of energy just dancing around inside of the water now.
Awesome.
Is there an immediate change on the readouts?
There is. You find what you suppose, at this point at least, to be a separate reading for each of the basins, for energy within the basins. And it seems like the readouts for the three basins is not like maxed out, but it's in the green at this point. It seems like the energy is there.
Sweet. Well, I think we're at least in the green now, as far as energy output goes. That might be, I don't know if that's good or bad, because if there were some parts of the facility that were locked down, they are now open or at least have power. So keep that in mind as we progress.
We may be able to lock some doors back up in the security office.
Also true.
Well, one of
There
those
isn't
doors
much
is
left
never
of
being
the
locked again.
security office.
Yeah. Yeah. Ever.
Oops.
It might be definitely a good idea to kind of lock the doors behind us, so to speak, or isolate what we can as we move.
And I should reiterate, power readings for the basin seems to be good. Power has not come back on.
Fuck.
Well, we should probably go and check out that other room that was on the fritz.
Yes. So
Did Selfina's check include both of the control panels,
Yeah.
or are there similar readings and operations? Okay.
The only thing that seemed to change was the energy reading of the basins themselves.
So we still got to get them to pump to the.
how do we pump the juice?
it would seem that you do need to get the flow back up and running.
Does it
Right,
appear
guys,
that
back to that pipe, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it appear like that's there's any way to manipulate that in this room?
It seems like there might be 3 ways to manipulate it in this room.
So
Okay.
yeah, let's get our
And,
strong people up by these poems.
Strong boys. The strong boys go pump.
Like I said, guys, the pipe can wait. I think this is the room where we do things.
Bump you up.
How about the 3 of us team up by this one?
There you go.
Arthur wants to solo this one. And see how he does.
Okay, whoever's banning cranks, give me an athletics check.
I'm not. I'm forfeiting my area to Legoyne if Arthur's gonna solo.
Nat 20 for 27.
You know, Trent, you can't roll bad all the time.
Muted.
That's not fair to you.
Muted.
Oh, he did it again.
Uh,
Sort of.
22.
Not the greatest.
Okay. Selfina, if you're still monitoring the control panels, a separate meter of flow seems to be increasing. And as things kind of start kicking up pace, it's slowly nudging the dial. Can I have the 3 of you manning the cranks make a Constitution saving throw, please?
oh no. Okay.
I want to give guidance to Selfina for whatever if she ever makes a check in the next minute.
18.
You should give guidance to those poor fuckers over there.
For sure. But they're soloing.
There we go. That's a good roll.
Fi-
Arthur.
Finally.
Just having fun.
yeah.
Trent.
So,
Oh my God.
He's not
Yeah.
moving the crank, but he's enduring whatever bolts of lightning and energy are flying out of it.
Brian carried an
Oh,
entire
you rolled well.
down the
Nice.
staircase. He believes he can do anything at this point. He'll take any punishment.
the Constitution save is more so for your endurance. You guys kind of start this, and it's kind of like trying to jumpstart a lawnmower. Like you got to just keep ripping it if it doesn't go the first time. And yeah, with some time, the 3 of you managed to jumpstart the energy flow back to the facility, and all of the arcane lights and you can feel the airflow come back on and the sound of the turbines of the facility. Feel a little gust of cooling air to, get rid of some of the rotting, gross stench in this room. And it seems that power is restored to the facility.
Yay. We
Nice.
won.
How long do they have to crank? Is it like a couple minutes?
Yeah, it's a few minutes.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I saw Traffy upside down. It's like, oh no, he's dead. I don't know how you guys are looking, but we need to take a break, or if anybody needs healing, I can provide that.
I feel wonderful.
Looks over at the giant turtle man in the corner, directly at like a cannonball-sized wound in his shell.
Yeah, I'll walk back over to you guys with all the confidence in the world, though. He just kind of moseys on over, and he'll just like sit and start sharpening his sword, but with his shell facing towards you.
Like, please help.
Just blood
Yeah, I'm
dripping
not gonna
down.
ask it though. I'm not
I'm
gonna
not gonna
ask
add
it.
like specifically
Indirectly,
pointing
like,
towards like a part where you have like a piece of shrapnel lodged into your shell. Like that's the
just,
part that's
sticking out
pointing.
of my back.
Yeah. I guess above game, are people injured? I know Legoyne is.
Yeah, Eldon's down to. Should I say hit points? Should I avoid it? Does that spoil the fun?
It's up to the DM.
I mean, I generally stick to
Like a percentage?
just saying this is how my character looks. Like how would
Sure.
Selfina perceive how you look?
I would say Eldon. Yeah, he does look worn down, but he does look like he could, continue fighting for some time. Yeah.
Okay. What about old Arthur?
Oh, Arthur's doing fine.
Billy, before you do your healing, do me a favor and roll. I don't know.
Perception.
Roll a d20. Just roll a d20.
Oh god.
More so,
Oh,
he
whoa.
looks at his staff and is like,
Right in the middle.
Thing.
10 is good.
You realize a thought comes to your mind. And whether you internalize this or not, or choose to open it for discussion is up to you. But you realize that you're in a state-of-the-art medical facility, and you don't know. You haven't looked in since you woken up at the state of the supplies that you guys would have had on hand. But you know for sure that, once upon a time there was like a healthy supply of like health potions and remedies and other types of things on site. It's a few floors above you,
Yeah, it'd be on the third floor, right?
but the thought does pop into your head.
That was floor 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or wait, was it 3? It might be 2.
I'm trying to remember because we changed the floors at one point.
It is floor 3.
Yeah. Medical research and development. Okay. Also worth mentioning everything that Billy just said. Yeah, Selfina would go into now that they probably had a little bit of time to process the situation a little bit more, and it's not like, oh, the oxygen's running out and we need power or we're going to run out of air. It's like, hey, there's this, we might find some supplies down here. I think everybody. And how is Traffy looking too?
He looks like he got punched in the face, but it's
Got a
like
couple.
he's fine. Yeah.
Got a couple sucker punches.
Yeah, it's like one of those
Yeah.
one of those scenes where hero gets punched in the face and just spits out blood and then keeps fighting.
Yeah. Well, I think Selfina would go ahead and go through with the ritual real quick. If we have 10 minutes to spare.
Yeah, I think so.
Because at the very least, even if we were going to go back upstairs, like we don't know what the fuck happened after that bomb went off. But I guarantee you it's not good. So probably got some roamers. Power's on too, so who knows?
I mean, if you're using 10 minutes, I don't know. An hour's different, but short rest is got hit dice.
Yep. It does
Right.
have.
Oh yeah, did we take?
10 minutes versus an hour.
That's up to you guys if you want to try to. If you want to try, if you think we're in a good enough spot to try and take a short rest.
Hmm.
I
Can we
don't.
get it?
I don't
Can
know
we
if
do
we
a
are.
roll
Or
to
aren't.
get it? Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I don't know if we are or not in a good spot to do a short rest.
Could one of us do a roll to see if we feel like we need
Let
to
me.
keep moving or not?
Here's the conundrum too. I could use my augury and do that, but 11 minutes from now, find out good or bad results if we decide to rest. Asking my deity.
Yeah. The other thing too though is when you cumulatively cast augury, there's a 25% chance cumulatively that
Oh,
it
that's
just
right.
outright fails. Which I think that's what, the third time, third time.
Can't remember.
I know you've done it at least once.
Two or more times before completing. So
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I was totally lost in another topic. If you guys were talking to me,
No.
I found the name of something that I was looking for a very long time, and I was like, "Thank fucking Christ, I found this," because it had to go to it.
Can I
just shared it in
can
the
Arthur survival check to see
chat.
if we're likely safe to have a short rest here?
Yes, if you can tell me what specifically you're looking for to determine that.
Okay. That's a
Or,
fantastic
or
question.
broadly tell me what you're looking for. Besides, I roll skill check and DM tells me if I'm okay or not.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Would you
We
like
could
help or do you
also-
want to think?
We
I
could
wanna-
do Selfina's thing and Eldon's thing at the same time.
What?
Wait, what? What is
Sorry,
that?
we could do Selfina's thing, healing, if that's what your ritual was, and then Eldon's thing at the same time to see about a short or
Oh,
even a long rest. Maybe I should ask about a long rest.
that ain't happening. Um,
Well, then I only have certain number of spells for this whole campaign. Damn.
Man, it's like an 8-episode miniseries. No, I don't know. The question to you, Billy, while you were looking was, how many times has Eldon cast augury? Or at least
Once,
He
yeah.
he cast augury once, and he cast
Divination once.
yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking of.
The
So your
wording is
percentage isn't bad.
How does augury
I
It-
ask a deity something and they say good or bad, basically.
what do you roll for it?
Or both. I don't think I roll much. It doesn't ask for
Oh,
anything.
okay. It's just the
I
DM's
roll
private roll
bones.
that determines the answer. Oh, okay.
You
But
roll
the-
your like magic your sorry. Can't think of the word. You roll your
I will also tell you augury very specifically says a course of action to you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
You
Uh-oh.
can't plan to take a long rest in the next 30 minutes.
Not if it's an hour long.
You could plan to start it. Gotcha. So,
So
I
it'll
could
tell
ask,
you
like,
the first 30 minutes.
how's the first 30 minutes gonna go?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I say we just heal up and keep moving.
I mean, we can
Nope. All right.
keep talking about the short rest with the look for, if you wanted to do that, Trent.
I
So
can't think
typically,
of anything that I would be able to like. How would I sense the presence of other things on different floors? Like, there's no plants around here. I can't. I can't think of some clever way to utilize them to detect vibrations of movement through their root systems or anything. So I'm not.
yeah. I mean, even just from a I don't know the right word I'm looking for. Basically, it's less of knowing where the enemy is at and just making sure that the enemy doesn't get to where we're at.
Yeah. Can I use my snare spell to rig up like a trap at the entrance?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Well, how high of a level is snare? Is that?
I don't even know what snare is.
Oh, good. It's only first level. Yeah, it says that I can
Yeah,
circle 5-foot radius. It's good for 8 hours. Trap's nearly invisible. Trap triggers when a small, medium, or large creature moves onto it. Okay, yeah. And it'd be great if I can fashion some sort of like alert system too. Like a jingly bell. Does my cloak have anything that makes noise? Robe of useful items.
Sorry, I was just thinking
Oh.
about like
The gems
the
rather.
trap. The trap is a great idea, but I was thinking about like when it doesn't go off and we forget it's there, and then we're going through, and the DM's like, and then one of you gets snared.
No.
Oh no, what happened?
Let's see. I'll do. Okay. Tell me if I can do this. If I put the snare at the entrance to this floor, and then if I use my 2 hempen rope patches, which would give me 100 feet of rope, could I rig it so that it comes into our room so that if it snares the creature, it somehow pulls taut and alerts us way over here in this room? Is that too complicated?
yeah. I think the idea is feasible. You can kind of sneak this door isn't like airtight like a lot of the main security doors are, so you can fit a rope under there.
Uh-huh.
It seems like feasibly you could do that.
Okay. And also, we've been talking about it for so long. We're doing this why again? This is so that we can do what? The augury thing?
I,
No,
would be
this is
for a short rest.
yeah.
oh, this is for the short rest so we can like recover.
Heal
Okay.
up.
If we wanted a short rest, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you guys want a short rest, I'll take a short rest. I can recover that spell slot anyway that I use for snare with my natural recovery during a short rest. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm
Yeah,
good
I
with
think
that too.
I think the snare's a good idea. At the very least, we won't get jumped.
Right. Okay. I used my 2 hempen rope patches.
And the power works now, so we can at least also try to like lock the doors. Right?
I guess that is true too. Why did I think of that? That's
Yeah.
I will say the doors aren't locked by the power. They're all like key or bars or stuff. They're all mechanical.
Okay.
okay.
So we can use the bar on the other side of this door and lock it.
Yep. I don't think this door would necessarily have that.
Yeah.
It probably has like a deadbolt.
Yeah. But the floor doors or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that we blew a hole through.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be a real good door. Yeah.
You guys want a barricade instead of
Eldon's already started to like rest. He's grabbed a someone's arm, and like you know how, like if you're
the severed
spooning,
ones?
right? Like you'd be in the crook of someone's arm. So like Eldon would like use that as like his pillow,
A
and
neck
he just
pillow?
like
Oh. You're just sleeping in the rowboat that's filled with severed body parts.
It's like 20 different people giving you a warm hug.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
so I go
It's
do
good.
that. I just close my eyes. I'm just like
Disgusting.
just closing my eyes. Carry on.
Okay, I'm gonna pee real quick. Decide what your final plan is for short
All right.
rest.
Everybody
Should we
get the short rest. Try and short rest.
Should we
Yeah.
That's
just
fine.
lock the door then? Because even if we get alerted to something coming down, that would interrupt our short rest. I think it's probably better we just barricade.
Yeah, unless it was
Unless
like
we
we
set the
got
trap
alerted. Yeah,
further
if we got
back.
alerted, then we
Yeah,
could at
we
least
did
like
too.
be quiet or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We could
Mhm.
put the snare or the alert just like outside, like back by the lion rug or closer to the
Yeah.
stairwell, and then come back here. And then at least if we get alerted, we lock the door, and we have some time to
Correct.
Oh,
decide
this is
whether
the
we want
alibi.
to finish the if it's close enough, we can just finish out our short rest and then deal with whatever's outside once we're done. Or if it's more pressing, then we're like, okay, we need to take care of this right now.
Is there only one door into this room? Is this one down
Yes.
here? Okay.
Although technically, the grate goes down somewhere below. So if there are any other tentacles or things that could pass through via the
Oh.
water,
Okay.
like I mean, I don't know how there are skin kites that exist and have flying speeds that could fit through a grate.
That
Oh, I'm
definitely will get
sure it's there.
They'll if I close my eyes long enough, that'll probably be Eldon's like little nightmare, like little skin
The
just
skin
wrapping.
kite.
Yeah, just trying to
Okay.
strangle him.
So everybody's good with the long rest?
Short rest? Yeah.
Or
Short rest.
Short
Yeah.
rest.
Dude,
Sorry.
I mean,
yeah.
we
I
get long
have,
rest. Yeah,
Short rest.
absolutely.
Short rest. Short rest is what I meant. I have to pee.
dude, if we can, like long rest, because like I think I fucked up. Sanctuary, Spirit Guardians, 4th level, Lightning Bolt, all within like 30 minutes. Like I looked up and I'm like, oh, I lost all those spell slots.
Okay, so we should consider a long rest.
I doubt that Donovan's gonna let us do a long rest.
Eldon's proud, so he'll just do short rest. But
I mean, I'm sure he'd let us start a long rest if we really wanted to do it.
dude, I bet we're gonna be
able to
swarmed.
begin
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
whether or not it gets interrupted by a giant horde of zombies.
Here's something. Yeah, for like the
That's
first
impressive.
9-10 minutes, I have Spirit Guardians protecting me, even just passively. So I can still just like comfortably close my eyes and stuff.
I will say, and when you're talking about the massive horde of zombies coming to kill us if we long rest, you might be able to pitch it if we did like that nasty spell or figured a way to get rid of most of them. But I think outside of that, that's like the only chance we have
Yeah.
at not being interrupted for 8 hours.
Mhm.
Short rest is what we decided on DM.
Okay.
The-
What is the plan? How are you setting up?
I'm going to use snare. But I'm not going to use all that rope. We're going to put the trap a little closer to where we are, I think is what we said, right?
yeah.
So we could hear it better. Or we thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go outside the door and just see what. Okay, so like over, yeah. So Barlos was saying like kind of near the lion rug. Although they would have to
I mean,
walk.
I guess it's
They would
just
have to.
the
The
landmark
only thing
I
is
was
it's only 5 foot radius, so we have to make sure they would walk into it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's too open a space. Let's just put it.
I mean, put it right outside the door, I suppose.
Yeah, like not right outside, but like, because the door, like you come out the door and there's like that little area where there's 2 paths like this. I'll put it where my character is right now.
I'm gonna run the fun game of can I click on an icon? Can. There you go. Okay, setting up snare there.
Yeah, and as far as like, I don't know, would we hear the zombie like "Roar," as it gets like pulled up or something?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll do. Here's what I will. Well, let's see. I have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna use just one of my patches, and I'm gonna use a bullseye lantern patch, which is filled and lit, is what it says. And I'm gonna put that like up above it, so like when the snare goes up, the lantern, I guess, drops and shatters and hits the ground. So it'll create a noise, and maybe also create like a diversion with like a bit of fire right there in that spot.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
He's an artist.
Let me paint.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything else to prepare?
I'm just gonna sit and watch the snare.
I
Are you
think
gonna wait?
um,
Are you gonna wait outside of the room then?
I do
Oh.
one.
Oh, is the snare's on the other side?
Yeah.
I'll show you.
bad.
The snare is out here. It
No,
is underneath Artie.
nope. I'll be inside.
For the hour, Legoyne would like to compare his one remaining vial of white blood from Brother Green with the vial of the tentacle monster's blood and guts to see if there are any similarities at all. He's just going to chill out in the corner somewhere and see if he can discern anything that is similar.
Okay.
I'm gonna be back here.
Go ahead and situate your guys selves in the rooms. I assume we're gonna close the door or keep the door open.
Close the door.
Close and lock.
Yep.
Yeah, and bolt it too.
Okay.
Little deadbolt.
As far as during the rest, Sylphenia will be situated near the door and will be keeping ears open, senses open for movement out in the hallway.
Oh, one other thing that I would like to do, if you would allow, I'd like to tinker with another one of my mallets and put it next to the alarm, emitting more flesh odor to increase the chances if there are any zombies. They will walk next to the alarm rather than pass it by on accident.
Okay.
And then I'll examine my vials.
Eldon, you just chilling out?
No, I'm having nightmares about the skin kite
Okay.
session.
Artie, are you doing anything?
Well,
particular?
I'm using my natural recovery to. I got back one of my 3rd level spell slots and one of my 1st level spell slots.
And Traffy, you do anything?
I'm just gonna be watching the door from the inside.
Okay. Are you watching from where you're back there?
Nope. I'll be right here.
Okay. I need to make a series of unrelated rolls.
Have fun.
You know, during this time, because natural recovery just happens, can I also just pull off one more of my special patches just to see what I get?
Sure.
Maybe we can find some use for it. All right, cool.
I was gonna also say, just to be transparent, we probably shouldn't click any buttons until we get told we're.
Yeah,
If we get
Correct.
interrupted, yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah, because I've accidentally done the same thing where I'm like, oh, I want to do harness divine power and do this and and get these spells back, which is yeah.
Was it Barless? I leveled my character up prematurely. It's like, yeah,
I think
just click of a button.
I think what happened was, I remember what you're talking about. It was after you guys beat Coralon, and I leveled you guys up, and you long rested. Because you thought after you leveled up, you get a long rest for free,
Yeah.
which you don't. And so everybody else was like still in shambles, and you're like, I feel great.
Didn't you guys level up too?
Right, yeah. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I feel wonderful.
Yeah, it's like in video games where you level up and your health bar refills.
Yeah.
Do
Ah.
exactly the same.
It's like an epiphany. Like, oh, I got more strength to go, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Traffy maybe want to identify the greatsword off of Brother Green.
Oh, sure. I can do that. I forgot that that was there.
Should have time on a short rest to do that.
It's a +1 greatsword.
Nice.
Okay. Not very long after you guys get situated, probably 5 minutes, your trap is sprung.
Oh my god.
Ooh, what was that?
I want to run over to the door. Do I hear growling or zombie noises?
Roll a perception check for me. And I guess Selfina as well, you were actively listening.
I like to think that you're. It's like Selfina's listening really closely to this trap springing, and then Arthur's just like, "What is it?"
Hell.
Well, my perception of 7. Yes, not focused.
22.
Arthur, you barely catch. You're doubting yourself if you had heard it actually go off or not. But you're reassured by Selfina kind of like sitting up and coming to attention and listening through. Selfina, what you catch is you hear the rope, and then you hear the crashing of the glass. And then you hear a groan. Like an annoyed groan.
Annoyed.
Like someone can't believe they got by a fucking rope trap.
Um, and man, I'm trying to decide if a zombie has enough intelligence to be annoyed by something like that. I guess Selfina would just start making hand gestures at whoever's across from her, so Traffy, and then just like kind of like point in a loop up towards the ceiling, and then
I don't understand what you're saying. Says that
she'll
not quietly.
she'll go, and then just for him to come over and then kind of
Yeah. I'll come over and make a perception check if it's allowed.
Are you just listening?
Question for DM.
Yeah.
Okay, no check required. You don't hear anything else.
Okay.
What was
Question for
the
DM.
Yeah.
Spirit Guardians has 10 minutes duration.
Okay.
So I think probably there's a couple minutes left on that. And
I would say it's done by now with the time you guys spent fixing the power and
That's
turning the cranks.
well, never
Someone
mind.
peek open the door and see what's out there.
yeah, that was what I was going to suggest. Sorry.
I can peek. I'm kind of small. Should be not noticeable. And
I just
you see the shield? It got the
As long as
eye
you're
emblazoned on it.
quiet.
My Sentinel shield gives me a little advantage on perception.
As long as you're quiet, I think we'll be in good shape. It's less about probably less about seeing like the thing that's clearly suspending from the magical thing, and more of cracking the door quietly, right? It's a combination, but
Well, I got it, and then I'll just cast guidance on myself, give myself a little boost to my check.
Little guidey
so,
guy.
Delphina will walk away from the door.
Okay.
Over toward
You're attempting to
turtle.
crack the door. You're attempting to crack the door and peek through.
Yeah, just make it just barely ajar and see
Okay.
what's outside.
Go ahead and roll
Oh.
me a stealth check.
I'll just stand right
Lagogne is
behind
still
him just in
sitting,
case
but-
something happens.
He's gonna draw his sword, just in case.
You guys ready for this?
Put my vials away.
Let's go.
Yes, please.
And then I've got to add a D4.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Yeah, we really need that D4.
Wait, what am I missing?
So far, you only got 10.
I'm gonna add a space.
What?
Click and drag to roll the dice.
2.
Well-
Stealthy 12.
Okay.
And we
As-
all roll in.
As you unlock the door, you realize that the deadbolt on the door is not one you can like quietly do. Like you almost get it there, and then it makes that really obnoxiously loud click noise. You wait for a second, and you're like, "Okay, I think we're good." You creak open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And from your angle, don't quite see it. I think you creep a little bit further that way and poke your head through the door.
Ah,
You see the figure of one Dr. Kissiv hanging by a foot, hanging from the ceiling.
Leave him.
I knew it. The
have
intelligence was there.
I worked with him? I know he's in research.
Uh,
I would recognize him.
you might recognize him. You've never worked with him.
I at least recognize that he's an employee. And okay,
You would recognize him as somebody important.
do I detect any change to his form that I remember? Whether he's now undead or
No, looks like a dude.
upside down. So there's
And
that.
he's currently kind of working at the knot tied around his leg. And he hears you open the door, and he turns to you and says, "Well, hello there."
Are you alone?
They just closed the door.
And as you say that, he unties the knot around his leg and does a cool landing on his feet, comes to his toes and says, "Why, yes, I'm currently alone."
Well, not anymore. Get in here.
Come on
Get in here, buddy.
Lagogne will stand up upon hearing his voice outside of the room. Start moving to the door slowly.
I can't believe I was afraid of you out there. We got a friend. Lagogne, it's your best friend.
Do you,
I'm
would
still
you
gonna-
know that information that I worked with him?
Well, you're both in research. You could probably put your sword away, at least.
I'm gonna do a divine sense.
Unless
quick.
you normally pull out your sword with Kissiv around.
Yeah, I'll stow my sword if I hear that it's Kissiv. I suppose Lagogne would trust him enough.
Divine
Guys, with
sense.
your blood rituals, you probably, shake bloody hands or something. Like you guys cut your palms, knowing you, the mutagen, turtle, wordle.
Yeah, just our daily ritual of cutting each other's palms and
Giving each other AIDS.
Shaking hands, like
yeah,
spitting in your hand. You shake your hand. You're like secret handshake.
swapping diseases daily, just shaking with bloody palms in the presence of chemical compounds.
Traffy, you would detect both fiendish and undead energy coming from this entity.
Ah, boy.
Delphina's keeping her distance where she's at.
Okay. He's still outside right now?
He's standing outside as you all rush to the door.
Is it too late to do an insight on his answer to Eldon's question?
If he's alone, no, go and do an insight.
Oh, I'm at is. Oh no, he just said, "Does he look undead or something?" Never mind. Sure. I'll do it on the if he's alone.
Sure.
Not very good. 13.
He seems to be as sincere as you can read him.
Okay.
He does also appear to be alone. At this point,
What?
at this point, he's gonna talk as everyone comes to the door. I do not mean to intrude, friends. Simply, please take your time, rest your weary eyes. When you're ready to come grab this, and he holds out a key in his hand to the floor below you guys.
Mhm.
Says, I'll be waiting for you on the first floor.
Like,
It's the
up?
key to the 6th floor, but
Yeah.
he's gonna go back up.
Yep.
Why not just give it to us now?
A very interesting question, Traffy. You see, I do believe that you and your friends deserve every right to fight for your lives. And I would be lying if I said I didn't relish the moment of watching y'all struggle. Call it
Go ahead.
a final research project of mine.
This is your boy Lagoon?
Lagoin will push his way to the front. He'll actually even step out to greet him. He'll say, "We're not walking all the way to first floor for key to 6th floor. We can go now. Give key to Lagoin."
Do me a favor and roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
I was hoping that it wasn't like a Oh, fuck me, dude.
Oh boy.
That one.
Oh no!
You get +5.
You get +5 for your nat 1.
So-
That one for
You got 9.
So the rest of you see Lagoin come up here and be intimidating Lagoin. Lagoin, you blink, and how you remember this going is you saw your friend, you walked up to him, you shook his hand, and said, okay, let us rest and we'll go meet you upstairs. Give us an hour. The rest of you hear him say this. Kissiv waves a finger, and Lagoin kind of nods in agreement.
Yeah, I'll turn back to the party and I'll say, "It's best if we are at our best. Let us rest." And I'll walk back into the room and pull out my vials again.
I'm just gonna run and try and grab the key card from him.
Okay, I would also like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Were there any
I'm
words spoken, or was it just
wow.
literally the finger wave?
It's just this.
22.
His you did catch his lips move, you did not hear anything.
22.
Okay. Yeah, you reach for the key. Go ahead and roll acrobatics check.
No. Not good. 8.
He sees you coming and tries to cast a spell on you, fails. But just in time, he kind of grabs the key back and stuffs it in his jacket pocket. He turns back to you and he says, "Now, Traffy, going to leave now. If you'd like to come with me and alone come with me, I will grant you your wish. Or you can take my kindness and participate in this experiment, which I believe I've given you very favorable odds in."
Can I insight the favorable odds comment?
What was it?
Sure.
I'd like to offer you something in return. Permanently disabled. But I'll turn around and walk back inside.
Jesus.
He's assuming that he seems like he's being honest. Assuming he keeps his word, he's giving you guys to rest and recoup before presumably going to face this horde.
Yeah. Cool.
So in gesture, it seems, yes, that he's giving you favorable odds.
Giving us favorable odds into a shitty situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems on brand.
He did just basically threaten to take Traffy with him.
Yeah.
So it seems that maybe he has the power to just bring you all there right now if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's a bluff or not, you don't know. But
I mean, I would assume we saw Legoyne talking, then he clearly said intimidating things. It was just like, no, we're good. So it's kind of like, okay, there's influence here. Just
Yeah, are we
let this guy.
suspicious?
The quicker this guy is gone, the better that Sylphina would feel. So she's just sitting there.
to answer your question, Trent, yeah, probably. Legoyne's
Okay.
a pretty stubborn guy by nature. That was very out of character for him.
Yeah, and then I just saw Traffy lunge at him too. Although I don't know why everyone's getting so weird about this guy who seems pretty polite. I mean, the key is now in his. After the failed attempt at grabbing it, the key is now like tucked away, right?
Correct.
So there's no. Yeah, I'm just gonna let him go too.
Okay. Unless
Someone
anyone
tries.
else wants to attempt any last second shenanigans.
Yeah, if someone tries to rush him to get the key or
Nope.
something, there is something I
Fog
want to
cloud.
try to do.
I farted.
Yeah, he's going to turn and start walking away.
Okay.
All right. Lock the door.
That was a waste of a good snare.
As Eldon's very, like into his armor looking cool and stuff, does Dr. Kissif wear anything that like Eldon might be like covetous of? I'm kind of, I recognize
Steal
him,
from
but
him.
I'm kind of meeting him and seeing him.
He works in research. He generally wears just casual lab attire. I imagine he wears like the white lab coat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wears like a nice suit underneath.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't seem like he's like armed for combat or anything like that.
Gotcha.
You said the suit, and it gave me, for anybody who's played Half-Life, like the G-Man vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
What that just reminded me of.
Do I have a special vantage point being 3 feet off the ground at his lower half?
See his dick real good.
Yeah, what are you looking for? It's his package.
What?
Cool. Anything else before you guys resume your short rest?
I'd like to make everyone aware. I detected fiend and undead on him.
Oh. Hmm.
Really? I just thought he was Southern.
Jesus
Extreme
Christ.
southern.
Conservative Southern.
All the way south to the hills.
Does
Okay.
that ring a
Legoyne
bell?
will
Legoyne?
notably internalize that information, but he won't say anything about it.
Yeah, that was my question, was if Legoyne responded to that.
And then Eldon just thank you, Traffy, for the information. You know, that was weird. Kind of head back to the wall. And then, well, they're talking about resting. So I guess let's do that. Kind of hesitant, but just like, okay, we'll do it.
Harsh
Alright.
divine power.
Goes back into the nook of the dead body part arm, you know.
I'll watch Legoyne from now on. After that weird reaction.
I'm just still gonna look for similarities between my two vials with my
Okay.
blood hunter knowledge.
And that,
Can I peel off another patch? To make it organically make sense, Arthur's just kind of like resting and bored, and he notices that one of his patches is kind of peeling off on its own, so he's just like fidgeting with it, and eventually it accidentally comes off on his finger, and he's like, ah, and then he shakes it loose, and it becomes whatever the thing is.
okay, first we're going to have Barlos go ahead and roll a check with advantage with your alchemist supplies.
Okay. Do you want? What do you want? Do you want
Intelligence is fine.
investigation? Oh, just intelligence.
So yeah, you just do +9 at advantage.
Well,
Oof. No.
Woof. You're
so
only
6.
you're only really able to gather surface level observations on the surface. The biggest thing you can notice is that the blood from the tentacle monster seems to be it's warmer. It seems like that creature was living up until you killed it. So it seems like the blood was warm and running. It's also in general like a darker, viscous, those are darker, more like opaque color. It's not quite like sludge, but it's on the spectrum of blood. It's more sludgy. As opposed to Brothers Green's blood, which seems like it was already the blood of something that had been dead for a while. It's redder in color, even though it has taken time to coagulate. It's human blood still. So when it was warm, it would have been thinner and redder and brighter. His sense kind of thickened. Trent, go ahead and roll for your patch.
All right. 12 gives me. All right, it makes a silver coffer that's a foot long, 6 inches wide and deep, and now we have 500 gold pieces.
Maybe the horde. Maybe we can bribe the horde.
Okay,
These
I give
coins.
everyone gets 100 gold pieces, and it makes a big loud noise, like a ching 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 ching, got all the coins and stuff. And I'm like, sorry.
Like a jackpot.
Yeah.
Are you waking Eldon up to give him gold?
I'm just slipping it in his pocket.
DM, would that wake me up? I'm as a character uncertain.
Do you think you're falling asleep in an hour?
Ugh,
You think you're falling asleep in a vat of corpses?
I'm pretty comfortable in that, you know, spoon with a severed arm, but
Just-
I believe that
probably
the
I'm probably aware of it. I just say give mine to Selfina.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it wakes you up.
If we Resident Evil style find some vendor just in the middle of this dungeon,
No,
sell us things, I wouldn't be
yeah.
opposed. I wouldn't question it.
we did that guy for the last one shot that I ran.
Yeah. That's funny.
Borderlands style, have vending machines.
Yeah, that's what we need.
What's the one from BioShock?
Well,
Welcome to the circus of value.
Oh
yeah.
And there's stuff at the
remember.
museum, but
Well,
Mhm.
I feel like we're being told we need to go to floor 1.
Yeah, with that, you guys can take your short rest. Roll any hit dice you'd want to roll.
Yeah.
Any features?
Oh no.
I'll use Channel Divinity, and I'll gain 2 spell levels back. I'm just doing that once though.
Um,
That's only one. I said 3.
Harness Divine Power.
yeah, so it's a. I don't know. Have you used it before, Brad? Hearts Divine Power?
8 plus
Mm-mm.
9.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like you would want to do it. You'll do it before your short rest because you get your channel divinities back on your short rest, sort of thing.
Says I get my Channel Divinity. Wait.
Yeah, it's really confusing.
Oh,
the way
uses
it's
of
set up.
Divine Power per long rest. Channel
Sure.
Divinities come back after short rest. Okay.
Yeah, so you can do your harness divine power twice, right? So you can use it twice a day, but you have to use your channel divinity to fuel it. But then you get your channel divinity back on your short rest. So
Could I do
you
that,
could get-
TM?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
What?
Sounds good to me. I'm done with my divine power harnessing for the day, but still open to divining some channels.
You were just here.
Oh, important thing that everybody probably forgot about. When we take a short rest, does the stat debuffs reset? The modifier scores?
They do not.
Bummer.
Fuck.
I still have skin ripped off.
I'm so dumb.
Actually,
Nah, it's still gone.
let me
Dang.
check. Let me check Brad's. Brad's might come back because that was different.
Dang it.
Really?
I want to be
I
stronger.
remember
again.
thinking, yeah, I remember thinking Brad's was the one that was permanent.
Yeah.
But I'm biased.
Skin ripped off, causing -1 to charisma. That's what I have in my notes.
Find the monster.
Use a hit die, some hearts.
It was like, I think the wit did that to me.
The white, yeah.
Yeah, the white. I always say the white.
I think mine was the icky boy, the bloated boy, the big
Oh
boy.
yeah, fatter mix.
Fatty boy. Yeah, fatty boy.
Big fat fatty.
Okay. Brad, your charisma does not come back.
What about my strength?
Does not come back.
What about her wisdom?
Intelligence.
Thousand?
It does not.
Nah,
Thumbs
it's
forever.
not. I did
Forever.
not. I did not.
You just didn't want me to have like 420s for stats.
That's the only reason I introduced this mechanic.
Yeah. These
So you
19s
have
grading.
320s and a 19.
So you couldn't
Yeah.
420 blaze it.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to keep me down.
He's against the marijuanas.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing that I almost said Eric. Eldon.
Understandable.
Yeah. So using channel divinity, fuel the harness divine power, then short rest.
Cool. Guys, complete your short rest.
Yes.
What y'all doing?
Lagoyne is just gonna start heading for the door, I suppose.
Why just one? I want 5.
I know. It did the same thing to me.
You have to hit the when you hit short rest and you select your hit die, it'll give you a box for your hit die value and your modifier just below the boxes. If you hit that, it'll roll them and automatically add them to your hit point total on your sheet. But if you hit roll hit die on beyond 20, it'll only roll one and it won't take it on the sheet.
Okay.
It's confusing because that's the only thing that doesn't like automatically update on beyond.
Just to reiterate what the kind doctor was saying, he was requesting that we go back up to floor 1, fight the abominations, and receive his grace in the form of a key. Go to the floor below this one. Did he specify a time? This is more of actually a question to everybody. Did he actually specify a time? I don't think he did. Well, he said after you rest, right?
He said he just said take an hour and then meet me up there.
Okay.
I don't know. I suppose Lagoyne is not the person to ask because he was like, "All right, whatever you
Yeah.
say, go. My nat 1 is gonna. I'm taking the short rest if it kills me."
Well, are there any
Well-
rooms we want to hit up on the way up?
That's what I'm getting at. I think I mean, we spend an hour on each floor making our way up to floor 1. Floor 1's at the top. Still not defying his request.
I don't need all those.
You mentioned fiendish nature.
Fiendish and undead.
Curious to what that mass dispel might do. It won't kill him, but I don't particularly feel like fighting fair, if I'm honest.
Once we get there, we don't have to.
On the 3rd level, there's a chance there's still some medical supplies as well. We might want to hit that on the way up. Medical.
Well thought out.
I agree.
I'll take point. You just tell me where to go.
Eldon, do you have divine blessings? Gosh, what would you call it? Can you shatter undead essence? Weak undead essence?
Well, I've been known to destroy some undead. You're talking about shattering their essence, or are you talking about this?
That's me not asking you. It's me asking you in character if you can use Destroy Undead. So I would assume so, but
I'm
Sylphia's never worked
capable.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay. That might come in handy if we're getting swarmed, or if our group gets swarmed.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Eldon makes a check, like about understanding some of the undead creatures we've seen thus far and their relative susceptibility to that
Good call.
feature. Like, are they CR this and that? Would it work? Could I reasonably expect that?
Yeah, go ahead and do. This is gonna be a religion check.
Mhm. Mm. Only middling.
Um, some of the smaller things that you encountered, like, oh god, did you? I don't know if you encountered a skin kite. You think probably the skin kite? You think that was small enough that probably, maybe. Um, everything else you encountered was pretty like the Brother Green was pretty large.
Mhm.
Was Rosemary a zombie when we saw her?
She was dead when you saw her
Or she was dead? Okay.
at that point.
Unturned. Being turned.
She was a dead zombie.
Oh, a dead zombie. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'll just say to Selfina, yeah, Brother Green was probably out of my grasp. But
Okay. Well, trying to think if there's anything else we should do here before we head up. So we got the power going.
Do we want to try to look at the? I mean, I'm sure there's not going to be a way for us to get through it, but should we at least inspect the door that leads to the floor below?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and then like just making sure that the rest of because there's the other rooms that we were in, like the air supply,
Yeah.
the water distribution. Just no harm peeking in and saying, okay, is this running? Okay.
And the control panels are right here too. So as the power output, after some time has passed, still doing its thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, let's go check
Uh,
the room. Oh,
yeah. So checking the control panel in here. Everything seems good. Still seems like it's steady. Seemed like it was kind of a momentum based thing. Once it stopped, it kind of just needed to start circulating again. With the energy put back in, seems like it's running as good as it could.
Gonna be honest, Eldon, I was a little suspect of you electrocuting the water.
Hey, I kind of had this instinct. I looked in the basin and just knew it needed to be juiced up.
Give my son the juice.
If they needed me after we're all through, maybe I can work on this floor. They don't have to worry about those brothers not showing up on their shift.
Oh, I don't plan on working here if we get out of here.
You
I was gonna
don't.
say.
Here, here.
Absolutely.
I'm 77. You're a lot younger. I'm a lot closer to retirement than you.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
kind of stuck. He needs to finish out his
Yeah.
tenure here.
Oh god.
I don't that's all I hear from my father all the time is when you get older, this and that, the.
I'm sure he, like my father, he had a plan for you and is asking you, how's this job doing? And is it everything you thought it was?
There's a chance we could sue for early retirement. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think
You know
that's
what,
the silly
Traffy?
girl.
Question is, who are you going to sue?
Yeah, that's the problem. If there's anybody left of the company,
I can just keep giving you guys patches. Get you lots of money that way.
oh,
what are you-
I'm glad you brought that up. Also,
Always
Arthur,
bring it
thank
up to the
you,
peace court.
thank you for the gold. I
Of course.
really
Arthur's in a hallway
that
right now. Hang
second-
on.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I forgot to tell you this earlier. I just left this bag here. I can't carry this. So she'll hand over the second bag of 100 gold. She'll just hand it back.
Oh, I understand.
I also am very well
Arthur
off, so I don't wanna-
peels off a patch for a burlap sack and puts the gold in there, and then ties it to him.
Got a sack of gold. Yep. So she'll give you back the 200 or 100 or 200 gold.
200, yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally fine with me.
You guys going to check on the air quality and water quality stations?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
At a glance,
We'll just
after the power kicked on, it seems like the turbines and everything are still running. Air quality doesn't look like the quality itself of the air doesn't look its best. It's still passable. But O2 levels are as good as they've ever been. Water quality, pretty subpar. There's like glass panes on the sides of these pipes. Every once in a while, you can see like a body part or like a tentacle kind of
Yeah.
passing
On second
through.
thought, probably should have pulled that tentacle monster out of the water. And not exploded it.
If there's anything in the immediate area by the drain or on the floor, like reaching through, could we pull it out, put it on the rowboat?
There's not so much like below the drain at this point. There's a lot of stuff in the room, unless
Circulate.
somebody went around and cleaned up.
Okay. I mean, if I can, maybe prevent some stuff somehow sneaking its way into the drain, making it worse. That's all. I might do a little bit of that.
If you would have done it an hour ago, maybe.
A lot more effective, but
Nope, nobody said anything about it as the room was draining.
now it's really just pushing it further away from the drain so that like blood and things don't just seep down into it. That's
Yeah,
all.
so water's not the best, but
Well,
no immediate threat unless you guys are dying for a drink of water.
say we have 3 days, and before we die of water, and we have a horde of zombies and other issues that will kill us much quicker than water.
Right.
There are like, especially in like the mess hall, there's like already like barrels of water amongst the facility that aren't filled from the line, so not an immediate threat, but
This is gonna become like a Fallout game where we're just gonna live down here. Really.
Cool. Is there anything else you guys are going to check in this room or in this floor?
We wanted to check the door down, right?
Yeah.
just to make sure that
Yes.
it's not like he's not like, hey, I got the key and it's a fucking open door.
So, surrounding the door, is a, it's like an antechamber of sorts. But there is a cage around this front section. So, outside of the door, a section like this, there's a cage.
Okay.
That is locked.
And then there's
Um, and then there's a door behind that one, which doesn't really look so much like a door as a wall with, like, it's a sectional wall where there's a keyhole somewhere in it.
Somewhere in it, or we can see the keyhole.
You can see the keyhole,
Okay.
because you know you're looking for it. It's a weird thing where they put this cage here. I'm like, there's nothing suspicious here. But there's like a concealed door over there.
Okay.
there was like is it like stone? I'm trying to.
Yep, stone wall.
Oh. I desperately want to break this door
I know, but I don't think we
and
should
not
be
fight these.
wasting
not
our
fight these
spells,
numbers.
though. You know, we.
No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Billy, the person, wants to use stone shape and break this mechanic and then get fucking whisked away by Visick. Selfina would decide, and is much smarter than me, that that is not a good option. And doesn't say anything. Takes note of the door.
All right, everyone, shall we head upstairs then?
You guys going to investigate the lock at all, or
Oh yeah, totally.
LeGoyne will. He'll take a look at it.
okay? Give me an investigation check.
Look at plenty of locks.
Do you want me to give him guidance or full on like assist or helping?
I'll take a whiff of my guidance gas. I'll give myself a spray of guidance in the face.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good
okay.
stuff.
I was gonna say, I'll help you look at
Investigation.
it.
You said.
I give you a glance, like I could have done that.
Ooh, rough.
That's all right. 21.
Oh, good. I thought that was the other roll.
No.
So it is locked. Did you check it? It is locked. The cage, at least, the lock on this. This lock seems pretty, I wouldn't say rudimentary, but it, compared to the door you had to blow open, this seems like, in comparison, like, if I pointed a cannon straight at this, I could pretty much blow this away. It's not a big deal.
Damn, I wish we had a cannon.
The device itself seems pretty. I don't want to say feeble, but in comparison to before, this seems less daunting of a task to get through this gate.
Can I do what I did last session and kind of present the explosive seed to LeGoyne?
That actually might be enough for a lock. Acorn shaped sphere.
Before
Where's
we
the
use
space,
this,
right? I don't know.
am I close enough to the inside door to see what type of locking mechanism is involved there?
You kind of, no, not really. You can like see it, like you take time, you find the keyhole. It
So
literally
it is
looks like
keyhole, it's not like
it looks from what you can see, it looks like a wall with a keyhole in it.
Okay.
Thinking about blowing the lock up, Lagoid. I can see it. This is the look you had in your eyes when you were constructing a
Yeah,
different
you
device.
can see the wheels turning. He's deciding which lock he wants to use the seed on. We only have one, right? You only have one explosive seed,
That's
right, Eldon?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that was like in the starting equipment. I was just having fun. Like, obviously, some of the armor, whatever, is just like, oh, this one's smoky, this one billows. Explosive
Gotcha.
seed. That was in Azura. That was kind of a fun one, so I picked it. Donovan okayed it. I don't
All
think
right. So
okay it too.
this is an improvisation. So this doesn't have a mechanical value on my sheet. So it's at your discretion, DM. I would like to just run at the first lock and like hit it with my shell. Just jump into the first lock and try and break through the gate. Almost like a
Trying to battering ram the
you know,
door
like
with your body.
yeah, like Bowser in Super Smash Brothers when he like spins
Those
around
lunges.
and goes into his shell. I'd like to just leap at the door and go into my shell and just rocket myself as a projectile into the gate.
Okay.
Would you take a guidance from me now, or are you going to do your own guidance?
I suppose it depends on the check, but yes, I'll gladly take some guidance.
This is going to be acrobatics
Okay.
because you're trying to precision trying to hit in scale to your own body, pretty small target, whilst jumping into your inside of your shell.
Could I propose to Traffy as I'm running? Once I jump and go into my shell, he tosses me towards the lock for advantage.
I mean, I'm down.
How much do you weigh, Lagoin? How much are you carrying?
A bit. Let me see.
I get double.
I'm carrying 120 pounds, which is actually less than I thought. How much do I weigh? I weigh 170 pounds.
Just also less than I thought.
300 pounds ish total.
I count as one size larger when determining my carrying capacity and the weight I can push, drag, or lift.
Oh yeah, you're Goliath, huh?
Yeah, and I weigh 314 pounds.
Good thing you're not being thrown.
And Andrew, you used to throw shot put in
Yeah.
middle school, high school. You understand how much force you can put behind throwing, how much effort goes into throwing a 10-pound ball. I mean, obviously you're a superhuman strength.
And the
But
10-pound ball is running and jumping by itself.
I mean, you could definitely give him a shove.
Absolutely not going to give you advantage.
I
I'm just asking for direction because you
But-
said
As soon as you hit the door, I'll kick you and see if
You just kick him square in the
Right,
fucking tit.
mistaken. Yeah.
all right, I'll just
but-
take the guidance.
I'll
from-
do. What does guidance do for him?
It's an extra D4.
On a
Okay.
ability
Check.
check.
I'll give him enhance ability. I'll give him Cat's Grace for because it's a dexterity check, right? You said acrobatics.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so now
it's
he's
always worth asking.
Cat's Grace. Doesn't it do something else too?
Yeah, he can he won't take any fall damage from
Okay.
a certain height. That's about it.
Perfect.
Traffy, you can still try to assist by pushing him or
Sure.
So you can make an athletics roll as well. But
You want me to do that first? I'll just send. I can
You
just
have to assist by hurting him.
I'm
like
just
by
gonna have
sparring.
I'm gonna have you do that last.
Okay.
See if he needs the
Alright.
extra help or if it's on the
So,
cusp or not.
I've got the number.
I am rolling acrobatics at advantage with Cat's Grace plus a D4
Mhm.
guidance. Okay.
I feel like I'm like a 14-year-old girl around a bunch of like redneck uncles.
18 looks promising. That's it. That's gonna be a 19. It's gonna be a 19 acrobatics.
All right, Traffy, what'd you roll?
I had a dirty 20.
Okay. With a little extra push. Hey, you make for as redneck as this idea sounds, you make decent contact. I want you to roll a D20 for me, Barlos.
Okay.
Plus your strength modifier. To see how powerful you're doing here. Yeah, great. You you don't completely break it, but it's like it's broken to the point where it's like, okay, I could kick this thing, it would fall apart now.
Great.
Nice.
Lagoin will pop out of his shell and he'll say, "Perfect. We can use seed for inside lock." And then he's going to proceed to just unarmed strike, just punch the shit out of the lock until it breaks
Where's
with
the-
my gauntlets.
God, who's that guy? Tears down the door.
Oh yeah.
That fucking MMA fighter. This dude.
Anime fighter. Oh, that guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, I always saw this GIF. It was always in reverse. It was always him putting it back together.
It's funny. I've never seen that.
The bottom.
Great. You guys are past the cage.
All right, now I want to
okay.
inspect the inside lock.
Okay, roll another investigation.
Okay.
I will help you because it's stone.
And I have something called
Uh,
Stone's Endurance, which means I know about stone too.
How do you want me to roll? Do you want me to? Do you want to do with him assisting DM?
It's up to you guys. You either assist or roll
Hmm.
individually.
Do you want a metagame or do you not want a metagame, Barlos?
I I personally don't care about metagaming, but
Okay, we'll roll one each.
all right.
I don't even know what we're rolling.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Okay.
19.
I'll be back in a minute.
23.
Okay.
With our cards combined, we have a 40.
Um, Lagoin,
Lagoin McLean.
you've gone through this entrance before. Maybe once before. So you've seen it open. It is, from what you can recall with your keen mind, walk up, turn the key, and the let me describe this. It is almost as if an illusion is dispelled by a key, and then you're able to kind of it's a very plain and simple door and just walk through. observing it now. Do you physically touch the door at all?
Yeah, I'll go up and touch the door. I'll kind of like put my head up to the lock and look through it.
Um,
10
You- as-
points of light damage.
as you touch it, it's whether you assumed it was an illusion or not, you were expecting it to be off in some way, but as you run your hand across the surface, it is a stone surface. It is as it appears.
Okay.
You can kind of look through the keyhole, but if you're able to see to the other end, if there was a hole there, it's dark on the other end.
Okay.
And there's more with Selfina's check. I'll see if she comes back in a bit. I love that you guys are taking the I'll do whatever it takes in my power to avoid this this one encounter.
I really don't want to fight a horde of fucking 400 undead. So the
So
door.
Selfina, with your check,
Mhm.
There is. Let me roll something for you too.
That's a good check.
With that check in your baseline arcane knowledge, there is a pretty powerful arcane lock on this door as well.
Okay. So arcane lock. So is it one of those things where there's definitely an arcane lock that's really powerful on top of some type of just, I guess, mechanical lock?
There's keyhole.
Okay. At the very least, there's a
I
keyhole.
don't know if Legoin speaks up with his experience of the door or not.
Yeah, he'll just say, "This is stone door. Can't see through hole."
Can't see through hole?
Yes, it's a hole. I can't see through it. It's dark. Black hole for the keys.
Can't say that.
Have you been,
African American hole for the keys.
have you been in this door before?
Yes.
Okay. How big is this door?
Big enough.
It's the size of a normal door.
And does a normal key go in this door? Does this hole that you can't see through? Yes, LeGlaine?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Yes. It is normal door with hole for normal key.
Okay. There's definitely some type of arcane lock on this too. Some type of magic.
Well, we would all know that the key that goes into this door is the key that Visick offered us an hour
Allegedly,
ago.
yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Huh. I mean, I can try and dispel this lock, and then we can do it the old-fashioned way. If we want to just tell Physic to fuck off. I don't know.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I think everyone's relented to just saying Visig at this point. I think it's great.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't run anything by us.
Um, I can try to dispel the magic that's here, but that'll only take care of one of the two things. Assuming there's more than one. Assuming there's only one magic on this door. Assuming that the door is not trapped to do something if it's tampered with. There's a lot of what ifs. Hmm. I don't know. What are you thinking, Arthur?
Oh, well, I'm better with plants than I am doors. That's all he says.
Legoyne is gonna go out on a hypothetical limb. He'll say, "I don't think it's smart to use Little C to try opening this door. I don't think that will work. If we had another cannon, maybe."
And I will say, it is fairly obvious that the explosive seed is the size of an acorn.
Yeah.
So it's not going to fit inside the keyhole. You could tape it to the hole and attempt it that way, but like if you're trying to physically get it inside the keyhole, it's not going to fit.
I think it only explodes. You have to throw it, and it explodes on impact.
Well, you guys will figure out a
Right
way.
into the keyhole.
If I knock on the door, does it feel like it's whatever it looks like, stone, metal?
Legoyne already felt it. It is stone.
It's stone. Okay.
Yeah. And as you knock on it, you have a very fragile, gentle touch. It kind of pushes back on you a little bit. It's almost bouncy, is a weird way to describe it. But you exert a small amount of force on it, and it pushes back with some force towards you.
Can somebody throw something at this door after we move away from it?
Of course.
Yeah, I really don't want to see what happens. And
Legoyne will Bowser spin into the door to see if he bounces off.
Yeah, just
It'll-
go into your shell and I'll kick you into it.
You could probably throw me, right? At only 170 pounds, you could probably throw me.
It wouldn't be a good throw.
This already. I
Does
guess I have
everybody have a bunch of oil we can slick up the ground?
Legoyne all over.
I'll just throw I don't know. Throw a javelin at it.
Okay, I'm gonna need everybody to put their tokens where they actually are.
I get I'll
Oh,
back
wait,
over
what's
to the gate. I'll come over here.
30.
I was-
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
be
I just do-
parallel with the wall so I can see how the impact happens
Yeah.
when he throws it.
I'll stand to the side in case it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fair. Off to the right.
I'll aim right there.
Fuck me. I take the dodge action. How about that?
Give me an attack roll for Traffy.
That's a nat 1.
Traffy, first throw, he hits the cage. It doesn't make contact with the wall at all.
All right, here we go again.
No, not the cage, the door.
Right, 17.
We already broke through the cage.
Um, Yeah, so you throw it, and it hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
15.
Okay. Lagoin, Eldon, and Selfina. Three of you are going to take. Doing this. You're going to take 7 points of force damage as the spear collides against the wall, and a shock field of force emits from the doorway.
Huh.
Oops, sorry.
I'm thinking, hold on.
The cage, no problem. This door, this is bigger problem.
As that effect is reverberating, can I attempt to like reach out and snuff out the magic emanating from the door with the spell magic?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I lied. It's going to be thunder damage.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and start a roll for dispel magic.
Yeah, so it's kind of like counterspell. The
What,
DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
what level are you casting?
Just 3.
Okay.
Base of 3.
Yeah, go ahead and make your roll.
And that is an ability check, spellcasting ability, so +5. All right. Trying to see if I have anything to buff this, but I don't. So it's just a +5. Not good.
Okay. You do it. And not sure if it worked or not.
Hmm. No. Wasn't expecting that. Hmm. And it looked like whenever the javelin hit, that's when it basically shot out.
Yep. Hey, Brad. Brad, did you take your damage? Were you here for that?
Yeah, 7 thunder.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I had some food, so I turned my camera
Oh.
off.
You're good.
Well,
Also an opportunity for you to be like, yeah, I wouldn't have been right there.
That's fine. That's fair. I'm totally there.
I
Are
guess
we any closer to getting through the door?
I would check and see if there's still that vibration or the pushback.
Yeah. Go back up to the door and do some more knocking, and it still seems to be in effect there.
Okay, we need to make a decision. We going through this door, or are we going back up?
How are you propose we get through this door?
Well, if it's stone, assuming it's not enchanted and I can dispel it, we might be able to rip a hole through it. Stone. If the magic's gone. If I can disenchant the magic. Big if. It's still there. Or we go back and talk with your mentor. Gather supplies on the way up. Fight a horde of zombies.
I don't remember talking to Kisev 100% clear. Did he specific say 1 hour?
He said head up after we rested and for an hour.
Yeah, I think specifically he said like take your time, lick your wounds.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
Okay.
Well, before we start heading up, guys, I think we should try one more thing. And I tear off a patch.
Be more coins.
It's gonna be in the hole. This is when you get the hole, my dude.
Roll D100.
And no, it's more
It's another
silver, I
copper.
think.
That's amazing.
Okay,
It's another
for
silver
this
copper.
coffer of silver, as it hits the ground, Arthur doesn't even grab it. He just turns around and starts walking to the door, away from them.
Legoyne will grab the entire thing of silver.
500 gold pieces for you, worth of silver.
A lot of silver.
Yeah, why did you even work here?
Did you guys want to try putting the explosive seed,
It wouldn't fit,
like
though.
stuck to the keyhole?
Oh,
You can always try it. I don't think it's gonna work, but it's worth a shot if you want to try it.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of like what the other floors need.
Also, before you do that, I am getting way the fuck. I'm done. I'm going around the corner.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna head down the center here.
I'm gonna go sit on this fucking chair over here.
The other floor was medical. And then remind me.
So yeah, so floor 4 was security. Then it was medical research and development is on 3. Then living quarters and recreation is on 2. Visiting, reception, front desk, touring, floor 1.
So there's things to do on the way up to floor 1. Okay.
There's definitely potential, yeah. Also potential for encounters, I'd assume.
Okay. I mean, yeah, let's get that key, but also do some other adventuring on our way up. Eldon will follow the party.
You don't want to blow up the door?
Legoyne always wants to blow up the door. All we have is an explosive seed, though. I don't have anything else to. I used all of our firepower on the first door.
Yeah.
You used all of the gunpowder.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure the bomb worked. And it almost didn't. It didn't blow the door down. We still had to tear it apart after the bomb was done.
Yeah.
I think if we use the bomb, there's going to be really bad consequences.
Yeah, based on the javelin.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did I augury? Ask about the explosive seed in the door keyhole?
I'm just going to start pushing people up the stairs.
You can ask.
Yeah. Legoyne is going to step in. He now knows. He can tell when you start getting that look on your face when you're like, I'm just gonna ask my deity. It's like,
Augury look.
let us go back upstairs. This force wall, it will hurt more the more firepower we give into it.
Okay.
I love the trope of this party being
Fuck doors.
we're gonna blow up this door, but hold on, let's ask if this is a good idea first.
We're insane, but we're also careful.
If you want to blow up the door, blow up the door. I blow up the door.
Will it work?
Wonderful.
Yes. That's enough for me. Carry
Then-
on.
standing 3 feet from the explosive device.
Right. The boy will turn and head back to the stairwell with Arthur.
Great. As you guys make your way off up the staircase towards your next adventure, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay! We killed spaghetti.
Woohoo!
We did kill it.
Swimming spaghetti monster.
And we all got a little richer.
We did.
Hell, yeah, we got a lot right.
The checks I was rolling for Kissiv approaching the room. Well, first of all, I rolled an encounter dice to see if there was going to be an encounter at all. That rolled true.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, we can do this. And then his perception of the trap, because he stopped to look at it because there was a mallet on the ground. His perception to notice the trap was a natural one. It's like,
Hilarious.
it's like, well, I guess he's stepping in this trap.
He's falling in line seamlessly with the party.
Yep.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Are we good for next week? Next week is
Yep.
the 24th.
Yep. I just came to the one after that, but next
Just
one I'm good for.
The day before Billy's birthday.
Yeah. Take that.
He's going to be 35.
Yeah, 35.
Old as fuck.
Oldison.
35 is not so bad.
Everyone get him cups of fruit full of fiber.
Yeah, check out my OnlyFans.
Get some prunes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tonight.
Okay.
I'll see y'all next week.
Later,
All right,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.